Greetings everyone, welcome to Token Nuggets. Today's video is another rant from the usual suspects and friends of the channel. Today we look at JediK's list of the HODLer Life tokens, as he calls them. These are tokens that are priced low and very good projects behind them. Do also look out for the wallet section where we share nuggets of information as to how you can put your cryptocurrencies and digital assets to work. Also pay attention to the Bloomberg news listings with regards to the new cryptocurrencies they now hold data on. Thanks for watching. Do share, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for your time. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Token Nuggets, another random podcast. I think it's becoming less random now. It's almost planned, but we just play it by ear. So welcome, everybody. This is Token Nuggets, where we share DeFi, blockchain, crypto-related nuggets of information. As usual, we have the usual suspects building. We have JediK from Germany, and we have Chibueze from London. So I would who's furthermost? Is it Germany that's furthermost? I think, Chibueze is down south in London. I'm up north somewhere, Token Nuggets. And then JediK is in Germany. So I'll let you go first because you're farther away from us. JediK, please introduce yourself again for those who haven't heard you speak.
All right. Thanks a lot, Token Nuggets. Yeah, I'm JediK. I describe myself as a hobbyist crypto assets investor. So it's more of a hobby looking at the different solutions and the applications from blockchains. My regular life, I'm just a good old engineer / project manager. Yeah, but I find the ecosystem interesting when it comes to blockchain. So far, based on what I've been seeing and trying to see what is not visible, I've made a few good choices. And so we're just here to talk about things I see, things I suspect, and just rub minds with other people who also have a different perspective. So always happy to be on this channel.
Excellent. Thanks for that. And of course, Chibueze from London. Introduce yourself again.
Hi, thanks for bringing me on here again. Thanks everyone for listening to us talk about this again. Chibueze, I describe myself as a crypto enthusiast. Originally, I do cybersecurity. I also like to watch coins, like I've discussed with Token Nuggets several times. I like to just wake up and then see what coins, because I do like sort of make profits from doing crypto, as well as just big interest in exactly what projects are going on. So I'm also a coin watcher as well, and I have a heavy interest in watching coins, either move up or move down. So that's what I do.
Excellent. Thanks for that. I like that coinage. Oh, see what I did there? Coinage, coin watcher. I like that. Right. I think as per usual, again, we don't have any kind of format, but worthy of pointing out a few news items that have come across my radar this week. And I think it's important to check out a few of them. Unless anyone has anything they want to sort of hint about news-wise, not stuff we're going to share, but just general stuff that you've come across this week. I've come across quite a few things this week.
Well, one thing I did see, which if we have time later on, we can go into more detail, is I know there's a planned airdrop that's coming up.
Excellent. Okay, we'll talk about that. Was there anything from you, or you want to hold back till?
I will definitely hold back until any other matters part of the session.
All right. Well, in that case, I think I'll go first. I have a few things that have come on my radar this week. I think we should all pay attention to is what has been said about what Bloomberg have said, or what's announcement made the rounds. Okay, I'm sure everyone knows who Bloomberg is, but with regards to crypto, I should have put one more search term in there. So, crypto news. Okay, here is what's going on. So Bloomberg adds price data for 6 new crypto assets. So let's go into that news. It is interesting. So the leaders, Bloomberg adds price data for 6 new crypto assets. So the data is being provided by the Kraken unit. Kraken is another old crypto exchange. So financial data from firm Bloomberg announced Friday it is now providing information for 6 more cryptocurrencies. So first of all, let's understand that these are the good old traditional finance behemoths kind of thing. So they are now listing these crypto assets. Let's read through. The Bloomberg terminal now provides price data for Orchid, OXT, OMG Network, OMG, EOS, Chainlink, Tezos, and Stellar Lumens. So these 6 are going to be essentially, they'll be keeping an eye on these tokens and they'll be providing data on them. So of course, with that comes more adoption. Now, one thing needs to be said, these tokens are worthy of looking into. We always say this is not financial advice. We're just sharing information. Token Nuggets shares nuggets of information. So that's what we're doing here, just sharing information. And these tokens, I would like for us to delve into these tokens at some point. Very important. So for anyone watching, have a look at these tokens. OXT, Orchid, good DeFi token, OMG, OMG Network, EOS, and of course, Chainlink. Chainlink, I remember when Chainlink, a buddy of mine back in Europe somewhere, spoke about this when it was 80 cents. He did get a handful at the time. And of course, the Tezos, again, I always talk about Tezos. People should pay some attention to Tezos. And of course, XLM. People who were familiar with XRP would be familiar with XLM. Again, pay attention to these tokens. So that's my piece of news. I think I opened 2 links. The other link is, again, alluding to the same thing. So remember, Bloomberg they already gather stuff on Bitcoin. They already share data on Bitcoin. So now they're having an additional 6 listed. I think that's a brilliant thing for crypto, and I think folks should pay attention to these tokens. So that's my piece of news. And I think I'm going to ask Jedi to begin because Jedi has nuggets of information with regards to hacks and what could be done on Binance, etc. But first, I think he's going to talk about some low-cap tokens worth hodling, worth hanging on to. So while you talk about those tokens, Jedi, I'm just going to bring them up, but do go ahead and share your low-cap hodling tokens of choice.
All right. Thanks a lot, Token Nuggets. Yeah, with the recent slowdown in the crypto environment these days, I was just thinking to myself about a week and a half ago, where I had the choice to buy either Ethereum or Binance chain, or maybe I could split up, let's put it in terms of ratio, the value of one Ethereum spread over low cap assets,
Okay.
So rather than buying one Ethereum, I'm going to spread it out about 10 to 20% on low cap assets, see how they do versus Ethereum. So that was the whole thing that just started this, like, why stick to the old thing? Because basically cryptocurrencies is breaking the chains of the current institution. But even within the crypto asset environment, we also have the big players. It's always, Ethereum or Bitcoin. And they now become the old guard, so to say, in terms of crypto assets. So I was trying to look into some of this. So it's not for the faint-hearted. I can also if you any amount you put in this, please make sure it's something you can give a
afford
friend.
to lose. Yes.
Yeah. And also what I do is I kind of look at these things in terms of, especially with this, is how many cocktails in a bar will this mean? Just to make it easy. Because I can buy drinks for my friends. So if I can buy drinks for my friends at 15 quid a glass, and in a week on a weekend of night outs, at the end of the day, 10 cocktails are getting out of my wallet.
Absolutely. Sort of realizing that, hang on, there's a lockdown. I'm not going out as much. I could actually chuck the odd tenner into something. Yeah, so you're right. You are right. Yeah, so carry on.
So that's just the whole thinking that got me into this. And as usual, I went down the rabbit hole like Alice. So the first one here I'd like us to look at is Hex. Right?
Hex, okay. Let me bring that up. Big fan of Hex. and an early adopter of Hex as well. Well, not early per se, but I was in the lobby, minted some Hex from the lobby, etc., and all of that. And just the other day, 2 days ago, I had a Telegram chat with the CEO of Hex, Richard Hart. So that's Token Nuggets' little claim to fame there. So we had a one-on-one chat.
Well done.
One-on-one chat with Richard Hart of Hex, who I've quoted before on this channel. And I've said to him, he's actually given us permission expressly to reuse any of his videos or any of his clips. So thanks, Richard Hart, if you're listening. So carry on. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. JediK.
By the way, Token Nugget, I think you told me about Hex on our WhatsApp chat.
Yes. So it's beautiful to know that JediK has also picked up on this. So please carry on while we talk about Hex.
All right. So yeah, Hex is something I think it's at a good point to get into right now. Another thing in its favor, which is just, the whole Ian Fleming, James Bond thing, the current price is about 007. So, which was the first thing I was like, okay, this is the universe speaking to me. Let's get in there. So with Hex at this current price, I'll say it's something you can get into. Market rank right now is 206. I don't see that as a problem. But then when you look deeper into the market cap, we're already at over $1 billion today. You have that. And another thing I also try to look at is in terms of, maximum supply, total supplies, and also the solutions or the technologies. Hex is, as you said, it was launched by Richard Hart in 2019. And what we've seen in the growth of X from January 2020, right, up to today, it's a significant growth, I'll say.
Absolutely, agree with that.
So, you're talking about something going from 0.0000001.
That's a lot of zeros.
A lot of zeros. Yeah. So let me just put it in perspective. It's gone from 4 zeros to 2 zeros.
Yeah. So here,
so you have 100x right there.
Yes. So this is it. So if you had bought Hex at the earliest known sort of lowest price here as recorded here, so that's almost thousands of, I don't know how to even read that. My math is bad. But this would be, let's see the ROI. If you had, the approximate return on investment if purchased at the time of launch or earliest known price. So you'd have been up by that. And I dare say, because I'm a big follower of Hex, and Hex followers are known as Hexicans, just so you guys know out there. They're known as Hexicans, and quite a big following, and a lot of real life stories have come forth about people who invested early on and have already made significant gains. So you can tell. So people who got in early, so you had $100, you'd have come out of that. So, I mean, that's what you'd have gotten back in return if this serves us correctly. That's data to go by. So Hex is not a bad one to do. And again, one thing needs to be said. In the blockchain space, I think Hex is sort of the first blockchain certificate of deposit within, it's part of the functions that they've written into the algorithm that makes Hex work. And then high interest, no minimum, and it's also decentralized as well. Because to own Hex, you don't need to do any sort of KYC or any sort of, again, people should look into it. Not financial advice. I can certainly say Hex is one to keep an eye, not because we're familiar with Richard Hart, the owner, but it's just one to keep an eye out for. So JediK, thanks for an independent review, because we haven't even talked about this on this channel. So it's good to see that you've also looked into it. So well done on that. Yeah.
Next one for me will be the usual. It's SparkPoint.
Yep.
Yeah, SparkPoint SRK. This has been around since 2018, or it was launched on 2018. Yes. And what I liked about this, also looking at the back story of it, it started with an initial funding of $50,000, right? But the team was able to use this. I'll say in the world today, 50K is nothing when it comes to projects like this. Yeah, but they were able to launch various products, right? And it's really diverse. The portfolio of products, it's diverse. We're talking about the wallets, we're talking about the Spark Play, Spark Lend, Spark Earn, the DeFi as well. So there's a lot of possibilities here, right? So that was something that also jumped out at me for Spark. And if you also look at the all-time graph, like with the price and how it's doing, it's not bad at all. And again, remember what we're talking about is assets to be HODLer's weight. So I'm saying, we're talking 8 to 12 months, right? In here. So even if you look at a month by month growth, it's been more or less steady over the time. So yeah, Spark now, the market cap is at 77 million. So it's still good, I'll say. If you get it now, you're still, I'll say, entry level, not main entry level, but you're still going to be ahead of the curve if it's one of the top 10% that will blow up in a few months or a couple of years. So that's there with Spark. The circulating supply right now is half or almost half of the total supply. So yeah, that also drives a bit of demand for Spark. Then I'll just quickly jump into the last two. I won't take up so much time. But
okay, but before you jump ahead again, it's important to pay close attention to Spark as well, because Spark essentially is a good one with very good use cases, a very good community-based setup for it. People can look into what Spark offers, aside of the fact that you want to sort of make money with cryptocurrency. Look at what use cases there are for the token. Look at the adoption, look at what's driving the community, look at how it's helping make a difference, so to speak. So look at that. There are stuff there that's worth pointing out. I don't want to sort of make it a case where Token Nuggets is shilling crypto to people. But again, it's one to pay some attention to, because again, democratizing how things work is one we're keen on. So yeah, by all means, do have a look at SRK. This has been shared a few weeks ago again. Token Nuggets followers.
Yeah, can I just drop this quickly? I just want everyone to know that I am actually the sort of the newest guy within this team right here. I'm the newest guy, and if you compare me to JediK or Token Nuggets,
we're all learning together. Remember?
The point I'm trying to make is that it's interesting how JediK has been able to pick these up, but these are coins that Token Nuggets has actually shared with me, to kind of look at like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then it's interesting how JediK is
absolutely
speaking about them right now. So it's sort of like it seems like we are kind of really thinking.
I like exactly. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So fantastic. It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks for that. So your next token anyway, AMPL.
All right. Yeah, AMPL, Ample Fourth.
Fantastic.
So we're Ample Fourth, compared to the other ones we've mentioned, I'll say, okay, the price is a bit higher. You're talking, it's still less than $1.
It's $1 now, yeah, but still good.
$1 now. Ooh, yeah.
When I got
this, it was $1. And I was thinking, I could get a lot of Spark for this when I got it.
True.
So Ample Fourth is also another one. When I see in terms of the circulating supply versus maximum supply, you're still in a good way, right? You still expect some demand supply effect coming in later when we have less, with the next born. Yeah. So I'm for here, of course it's Ethereum based, but then so far it's been doing good. I can tell you that for those who came in earlier, like year on year or month on month, this has been doing fine. And it's something I really like the idea of just for an example, I told you guys earlier in this session that I got thinking about this about a week and a half ago. And when I got AMPL for, it was about 0.81. And now today we have it above 1, right? So it's a really good move in just a week, right? But like I said, I didn't just put in my whole portfolio into AMPL for it. It's just the spreading thing. So if I compare the growth rate of 2 out of the 4 coins I put in, and combined with the others that are more stable or they don't have the same growth rates, okay, it's 1%, it's not 15% in this 1 week. And I compare that with what I would have gotten from Ethereum, my low caps, even as they're small per token, I get overall more profit.
Okay, so Jedi, thanks for that info on AMPL. So let's jump into the next token. What's the next one? The HNT?
All right, HNT, yeah. So Helium is also one I looked at in terms of the technology and how it's being done. Because then I also started thinking as how will trends change over the years. Everything right now, today, we got to look at the Generation Z and how
Gen Z. Absolutely.
Gen Z, because in the next 2 years, they're the ones that'll have, they're the new guys getting the jobs and have spending power. And, it's moving from being a teenager or being, to having money and making money, and they want to invest and they have money to throw around. However, they also think about, costs and the environment and sustainability and so on, right? So it's something I just said, okay, a mix of these different factors. What else comes to mind? And Helium was one thing that moved into my radar. So with Helium, right now it's also at relatively different price from the previous ones we spoke about. But one thing I also saw looking into Helium, it's pretty stable in terms of the uptick in price. Again, we're looking at the HODLer Life. So yes. I'm not looking at 1 day change in price or 8 hours price fluctuations. I'm looking more weekly and monthly movement of price in this case. So Helium, looks good. Another thing you might want to consider here is that the next burn is happening later this year. So that's going to be in August, I think, of
August,
this year.
Yes.
So okay. So again, there'll be less there, there'll be scarcity, demand will go up relative to the supply. So this is also a good one. An all-time, ROI here, we're also talking more than 1,000%. So those are my four main things going through for today, for the HODLer Life, as I call it.
Excellent. Thanks for those speaks of JediK's HODLer Life. So you want to hold on to coins and tokens that are sort of not too pricey. Well, some would consider this pricey at the moment, but again, if anyone's up for hanging on to something or sitting on something, hodling something and putting it to work, have a look at some of these tokens. Remember, not financial advice, just sharing information. That's what we're doing. So thanks for those tokens. We'll have to recap those towards the end so people will remember. We'll pass this over now to Chibueze. What do you have around investments and investor tips, or any sort of nuggets of information from your end?
Right. Thanks, Token Nuggets for this time again. Yes, as someone who's been watching coins, who's, like I always say, I'm relatively new. Probably in the next 5 months or 6 months, I will stop saying I'm relatively new. Maybe I may have learned enough, and But exactly. I do get questions, and even sometimes I am not completely sure about where to go and where not to go in terms of investing. There are so many coins out there, like 8,000, 9,000, and there's new coins coming up, and so. For new people, I feel like, it's just a bit confusing. A lot of people can't afford Bitcoin or even Ethereum as it is right now. And But they still want to invest because I feel like, cryptocurrency and digital assets and, it's something it's a new thing and then it's going to be here for a while. So, but then how do we go about it? And how do people who are new to this, how do they make the right decisions? And, can you just go online and then buy any coin? So personally, the way I go about it and the way I would advise anyone to go about it is, I see this as similar to what happens in the stock market, like the traditional way we know it about how you want to put your money in some stock and you want to have some profit at some point, and and the way people go about it, sometimes people invest in what they believe in, and it could be technology, it could be some kind of a new way of doing things. One example could be people investing their money in Tesla. Quickly, what I usually say is that you want to make sure that you're investing in something that has a purpose. So one coin, some coins just are just produced or made just for the fun of it. And then sometimes we've seen where a coin was invented or done and they don't go well, and so people want to be sure that you want to invest in something you kind of believe in, something you go to sleep and you feel like you've done the right thing. What do they do? They're solving some kind of problem? And I think this is something that has been even echoed by JediK in terms of when he was talking about helium and SRK in terms of what they do. You want to be looking at something that does actually solves a problem, really. So it's not just throwing your money out there just because you want to invest in crypto. So that's the one thing I would go for. The second thing I would go for is, now these coins, they are made by people, they are programmed by people, they are developed by people. Again, like we would invest in some companies, you want to invest in a company that who is doing it. It's like actually getting into do business with people. Who are you getting into business with? What's their reputation? Where have they been? Are they confident? Are they reputable? Are they transparent? What is their past life about that? Because these kind of things, these qualities that actually come into when people are developing new products or companies, these are things you want to look out for. So you don't just go throw your money to some con artists online and some kind of Ponzi scheme and
end up in a rug pool. You're right. Speaking of that, sorry to jump in there. Speaking of that, to just buttress what you said, this is a story that needs to be shared. Just to buttress what you said. So there was a token that was launched 2 months ago or so, and it's called the Paid Network. The case for it was fantastic. What utility was planned for it or what. But the thing is, if you go back in there and see the news that came out, was this. Paid Network exploits means attacker 60 million tokens. Okay, so that's the Paid Network token is down 70%. That's a time of press in the news. It's a shame to hear. It's a shame to hear. Puts gives the space a bad name and all of that. But there are all sort of theories that are coming out, and people are just alleging things. And again, it's not fair that people are saying that the smart contract was, the codes were written with loophole for exploits, that it was an intentional rug pull. Again, how would people do that? Or if that's the case, however way, it's not a good thing for the space. So yes, one must pay attention or pay heed to who the team are or who's involved in the project, and and always remember, even from a cybersecurity angle of things, everything is vulnerable. And that's why I always advise, usually, try your best to invest in a hardware wallet. Try your best to, know that you have access to your private keys. And if you can actually, half the time, if you can stake some of these tokens directly with the companies or with the platforms of the companies, even better. Otherwise, a reputable software or hardware wallet that also gives you access to your private key would be the best way to go, really. And again, to echo what JediK said earlier, with regards to projects that low cap coins that you could pick up, sit on them, you'd be amazed what a tenor can do in like 10 years. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just sharing information. And this is just reading basic data that exists, in all of this, most of these cryptocurrencies, that at least the top 5 have enough data that we can use to sort of, make some decisions about. Yeah, so thanks, guys. Thanks for that, Chibueze, and thanks for that, JediK. One more thing to point out would be to share another information around something I've been meaning to share for a while, and it's the Trust Wallet. This is the Trust Wallet. People should pay attention to Trust Wallet as well. A lot of people may find it hard to sort of qualify for access to major exchanges. So what you have in wallets like this Trust Wallet, is it's just download the app and you have access to, buy, store, exchange, and even stake crypto. This was, I think it was acquired by Binance a couple years ago, 2018, 20 thereabouts. They've since increased the number of assets that you could exchange or trade on the app. So there's a list of assets here. Yes, it's grown significantly. And then the staking is important as well. You could stake on the platform. For instance, if you staked Tron, let me see. Once people download the Trust Wallet app, this is what you get when you tap on the finance section of the app. So the APR, so that's the annual percentage returns that you get on any of these assets. So currently, BNB, that's Binance's own utility token, would give you 36.92%. That's recently been added. So for those who own Trust Wallets and are not aware that BNB has been added, do pay attention to that. That's quite high. And we all know BNB, Binance is on a quest to overcome some other well-known cryptocurrencies, but we shan't talk about that. That's a video for another day. And then on Tezos, if you hold Tezos, I know Tezos gives you something, maybe a point or so higher on Exodus. JediK, could you check how much Tezos would return on Exodus as opposed to this? So this is what Trust Wallet would give you on Exodus Wallet. And if you hold Tron also would give you 0.74, and Cosmos. We know Cosmos. I think Cosmos on Exodus would give you, currently it's about 10% currently. I think the last time
it's the highest on the last time we reviewed. I think it was the highest paying.
Yes, the last time we reviewed it was 9 point something. But last night or so when I checked, it was 10 point something. So, but on Trust Wallet, it'll give you 7.38, and then Algo as well will give you 6.1 here, and then Kava is also another high yielding one. Kava will give you 11.94.
Exodus, it's 5.6.
Tezos on Exodus?
Yeah.
Currently, okay. So currently you get more for your Tezos on Trust Wallet. So again, people might be wondering why the need to spread. Sometimes it's good to spread your tokens across multiple wallets, and those wallets should be wallets that you have access to your private keys, so you own them. I think that's the key thing. So the key thing why we're talking about this wallet is the fact that you also have access to private keys on these wallets, but pay attention to what you can stake. Maybe we should do another video and stake live. Well, when I say live, record the staking process. Maybe we should record that to share with the viewers at some point. So guys, pay attention to that. Again, to get the Trust Wallet, go to Google Play Store or iOS App Store, download. It's 5 million downloads now. It used to be 1 million way back. Not saying we're dinosaurs, but hey, just to show you how popular it's getting. So have a look at it. So guys, I think that should about round it off for now. So one key thing though that I think is worthy of recapping is the list of tokens that have been highlighted by the Bloomberg terminal. Not financial advice, but worthy of chucking something in. We must also talk about JediK's tokens, the low cap HODLer Life, as he likes to term it. So there's Hex, SparkPoint, Amplify, and Helium. Again, shout out to Richard Hart of Hex, one of our friends, and SparkPoint. Again, good project, good community-based initiatives in there, and Amplify. Again, that class of stable currencies or stable coins and all of that. And Helium, again, good utility for it. Have a look at it. and put your tokens to use. So last word from Chibueze this time. Last word from you.
Thanks, Token Nuggets again, and thanks for everyone for watching. It's always fun being coming around here. Last words to listeners, I would say, just have a look out there and stay on the watch, and just like me, just look at the coins and watch like me and see what you can come up with, and so do your research, do your due diligence, and ask questions before you jump into this.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. JediK?
All right. What can I say? It's the HODLer Life, and you just need to get text to the point where you get your spark and to gain amplitude like you're full of helium.
I see what you did there. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks to the usual suspects. Appreciate your time, guys, again. I think we're an episode behind, so thanks for catching up with this. Have a good one. Have a great week. Don't forget to take profit and don't get wrecked. Token Nuggets out. Peace. Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.